so that I can burn our frankincense, which will not only protect me but protect you as well, protect your energy as well, as we are receiving these messages of truth and enlightenment. The birds are going crazy, and I love that for us because we're going to use them to heighten our frequencies as well as we cleanse. We'll use the sounds of nature. I should. I hope everybody is well. You can lay your guards down here. You can lay your burdens down here. I'm just allowing the coal to get hot. Okay, guys. Letting the frankincense become one with the charcoal as we prepare. As we prepare. How are you all today? I want to give thanks, of course, to the winds of the north, south, east, and west. I want to give thanks to our ancestors. Ashe. Now, as you all know, it is your girl, guys. It's your girl, Phoenix. I said, you're a tarot reader, you're a spiritual guide, your friend, your buddy, your pal, your friend, your buddy, your pal. I'm your friend, your friend, friend, your friend, your friend, friend, your friend, your friend, friend, your buddy, your pal. Guys, and I am here to bring you messages of truth, of enlightenment, okay? Of joy, of peace, of valor, of grace, okay? And of warning if and whenever needed, okay? But before we get started, you all know I have to protect my babies, right? I have to protect your energy. Take some of that. Take some of that. Ashe. I have to get y'all right before we start. Ashe. There you go, my babies. There you go. How are you all? Uh-huh. There you go. There you go. I'm gonna cleanse that third eye for you. Is that okay? There you go. Clean that hair shampoo. Clean that clown. That crown. What is going on? That crown chakra. Maybe there's some clowns that we're going to be talking about today. I don't know, y'all. We are talking about unveiling some masks here. And not only masks within other people, Grand Rising, how are you? But the masks within self, right? A lot of you guys have been unveiling a lot of truths, right? A lot of enlightenment has come your way. And I'm here to bring you more today, Ashe. I hope all is truly well, guys. I hope all is truly well in your world. I have some raw quartz here. Ashe, you smell the frankincense. Ashe. Hello. And I am just right now removing all negative energy, all stagnant energy. Ashe. Mmm. Get that dirt off your shoulder. Ah! Okay. Mm. If you're feeling like a pimp, go on, brush your shoulders off. Ladies is pimps too. Go on, brush your shoulders off. Listen, guys. And I know there's a lot of chaos surrounding that energy, but fuck it. The energy is the energy, and the messages are the messages. Don't Shoot the messenger. Mm. Okay. Brush your shoulders off. That's very cleansing energy, very restoring energy, very balanced energy. Ashe. Mm. You have to do it with some force there. Mm. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Ashe. 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 Okay. And now we're just going to cleanse and close one more time, right? There you go. There you go. Ashe. Oh, look at that. You guys needed that this rising, guy. 555. Changes are occurring, significant changes. You are the change. You are the balance. Confirmation. Somebody shouted this way. I don't know if you guys heard that. It's 8:06 in the rising here where I am, by the way. Somebody said this way. Ashe. Take it as it resonates. You guys are very smart here. You guys are very much so in tune with your higher selves here. Very much so in tune with nature. Very much so adaptable. Okay. Ashe. Okay. We see the grasshopper out here this rising. As I was preparing space for you all, hello, newcomers. I see you. And so I'm here to cleanse you. Grand rising. Just here to cleanse and balance the energy before we get started. Okay. Protect you all before we get started. Ashe. To all of the people who know who I am, hello, how are you? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Ascended Master Oracle. I am your reader, your guide, your mother. No, I'm just kidding. But this is very motherly energy that we are in alignment with right now. Okay? I do channel. A lot of you guys may know me from Mama Bessie's Place. Okay? And I have now stepped out on my own. Ashe. Moving in divine alignment, very much so resistant, very much so nervous at times. Okay? But very much so going to do what my elders and my ancestors told me to do. Ashe. Ashe. There we go. So, grand rising, everybody. Now, this energy, right? This energy, guys, that we are speaking of today is again very much so nurturing, very much so loving, but very so much so matter of fact. Let's get let's get to the let's get to it. Let's get to work, right? Let's get to work. Let's not just talk about it. Let's be about it. It's time to step up. Okay? I'm seeing someone dancing. Okay? Dancing and excitement, but also dancing to restore something within that sacral chakra, right? Maybe that confidence, that will, right? Because I'm seeing wands within my third eye, right? That personal power, that drive, right? Restoring that within self. Ashe. And dancing. Now I'm seeing someone like dancing barefoot. Ashe. Okay, it restores your joy, it restores your happiness, it restores your balance. Ashe. Right? When you're grounding yourself, what are you doing? You're restoring the balance. You are placing yourself back into that equilibrium. That's why when you take your socks, your shoes off in the morning grass, right? After that first morning dew, right? You go out there, you feel so calm, right? Very much so peace, very much so at ease. You do. Yeah, it does, right? It does. Ashe. And so try doing that in dancing in the rising, right? I'm getting a lot of back pain right now as I am talking to you guys. Okay. And that can come from stagnant energy, right? You guys, and there's no judgment here. This is an open space here, right? And we've all been there. We all suffer from these things in one way or another, whether people want to admit it or not, right? But again, I'm here to bring the truth to you, right? And so when you speak about rewiring your brain and, reprogramming yourself and things like that, it isn't something that happens overnight. It is something that occurs very subtle. It's a subtle growth, right? Ashe. Okay. Ashe. But you guys are here to restore some balance, to bring some sort of truth, to illuminate some things, right? You guys are the walking ascended masters. You are the change, right? And don't get caught up in the frauds that you see. Don't get caught up in the images that you see, right? Do not compare. First of all, you are incomparable. Ashe. You are silent because you know, right? But because there's so much chaos, confusion, my guys, they tickle my nose sometimes, guys. So if you see me doing this, I'm just doing that. But I never see mosquitoes out here this early when I come out, and I have smoke, which is very. It's not wild to me. You guys have people watching you. Ashe, mosquitoes are very much so monitoring spirits, right? Blood sucking spirits, right? People that want to drain you, okay? Vampiric spirits, okay? They could be watching you. Ashe cannot harm you, cannot come against you, okay? But definitely watching you. 12:23 on the clock, Ashe. Okay. But you are silent because you know, and because there's so much chaos and confusion, sometimes it can make you sort of doubtful. But I'm hearing, pull away, right, right, okay. Put yourself in that hangman position, right? Pull away so you can see things from a different perspective here. Pull away so you aren't comparing or um, whatever the case may be. Okay, for some of you guys, it's like the fear things. Maybe you're watching too much. You're doom scrolling, as I call it, right? But you guys are being called to do the work here, right? Do the soul work, okay? But don't forget to play. Don't forget to live, right? Don't let anything consume you so much, right? And then I'm being led back to the message that I received this rising. Just about telling you guys not to get so again caught up in the imagery where you guys are caught up in the altars, right? My altar must look like this, or hey, I must have an altar, right? Because the altar is here. The altar is in your heart, right? It's your heart space, right? The sacrifice, right? The offerings, right? Yes, food and things like that are offerings, but it's your time, right? Your essence, your energy, your acknowledgement, if you will. Okay, acknowledging your ancestors, waking up and saying, Grand Rising ancestors, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for, allowing me to have divine sacred space. Thank you for allowing me to have these sacred conversations. Thank you for, allowing, you know, me to not only receive these messages, but to truly move in divine alignment. Thank you for interceding whenever you see fit, right? Whenever I may feel like life is in discourse, right? Ashe. love that. I love that. But Grand Rising, everybody. It is your girl Phoenix Sase. And once again, I am your tarot reader, your spiritual guide, your friend, your buddy, your pal, your friend, your buddy, your pal. I'm your friend, your friend, your friend, your friend, your friend, your friend, your buddy, your pal. I ain't got no bra on, you guys. In my, I don't know why. I am wild and I am free. Maybe that is how you guys need to live, okay? Again, guys, please keep in mind that this is a general collective reading. Alrighty, so there is going to be something in here for everybody who comes across this page, and truly everyone who doesn't is right, for the people that want to take heed and for the people that don't. Ashe, for the people who are in tune and in alignment with these things, and for the people that are not, right? It's truly something in here for everybody. Ashe, Ashe. Okay, however, again, you're very smart, so use your discernment. You're very intuitive, my loves. Okay? You truly don't need me to tell you anything. I'm just here for confirmation. I'm just here to be like, yeah, you not tripping, right? Because as humans, having a human experience, right? We need the confirmation sometimes outside of us to come and let us know, like, hey, you're not tripping. Hey, you're like this is going on. Hey, you know? And so that is merely in awe that I am. Hello, hello. There was a bumblebee. Okay. So please understand that and understand that if it doesn't fit, don't force it. It's either not for you, okay, or it'll make sense to you at a later time, right? Please keep in mind that there is no timestamp on these messages. So you'll see these messages when you're meant to see them. If you aren't meant to see it, you will not see it. And it's literally like kind of just as simple as that, okay? But if you do see it, then please take heed to these messages, okay? Because if you're wanting to know how to honor your ancestors and things like that, this is where you start by not only listening to these messages, right? These divine spirited messages that spirit is giving to you, Ashe, through the vessels of other intercessors, okay? And what you guys call tarot readers, okay? But we're just walking ascended masters, walking intercessors, walking little spirit guides, okay? And so take heed to the messages, right? Even if it's something that you do not feel like is very much so favorable for you in this moment, right? If you feel like it's something like, oh my God, don't be sitting in that like, oh my God, I can't change it, okay? Please understand that your actions every day, right, determine the energy. It determines where the energy flows, where it goes, where it doesn't go. So take heed to the messages, right? Move in divine alignment. Make the necessary shifts and the necessary changes that are needed when they are needed, right? Okay, because when we speak of moving in divine alignment, that is what we are truly speaking of, right? Not only whether it be you're, receiving messages from spirit itself, right? Or whether, you are someone that kind of has to sort of listen to tarot to get that confirmation, right? Because some people aren't as gifted in their intuitive gifts. And I mean, not as gifted, but just as confident, Ashe, in their intuitive gifts than others. And so they may need that outside confirmation. And hey, we're here. We've all been there. You get what I'm saying? Or hell, some people just like the outside confirmation just to have that confirmation to say, bitch, I ain't crazy. Okay? And again, wherever you are, it's perfectly fine. Okay? Just again, continue to move in divine alignment. Okay? But always in your purpose. Okay? Never in someone else's. Don't try to, force someone else's will on yourself, or don't allow anyone to force their will onto your life. Okay? So, let's go ahead. Wow. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the messages. Okay, my babies, please keep in mind that where you come in at on these messages is very significant as well. Okay, nothing is by coincidence, nothing is by chance. Everything happens in divine timing, on time, for you, okay, when it is meant. Ashe, ashe. Don't rush the process. Don't rush the journey, okay? Again, have fun, right? And I'm being reminded, right, about the trickster spirits, right? About the just negative connotations and things like that that those trickster spirits have, when really the only trick is the trick that's being played on us. That's fucking crazy, right? But these trickster energies are actually energies who, just seem different to others, right? Because when there's chaos and things like that, right? When life is life, and as we call it, right? They look at it, they face it, and they smile. They still laugh. They dare to be different. They don't dwell in it. You get what I'm saying? They still find joy within the chaos, within the hard times, right? And so when people see that, they like, what the fuck is this? Like, there must be something off with you. There must be something wrong with you, something like that. So that's more so what those trickster energies are. And so it's in telling you, we're telling you, okay, and spirit is telling you, okay, to embrace the chaos, right? Embrace the chaos with happiness, with a smile. You get what I'm saying? Like, what lesson you got to teach me? You get what I'm saying? Like, again, and they're reminding me again of that sitting, having yourself being in that hangman position, okay? Because the hangman ain't in the hangman position because somebody put him there. Okay, the hangman is in that position because he wants to be, because he wants to see things from a different perspective, right? Because he wants to see all different views and aspects, right? Just like, the raven, just like the crow, just like the Morgan, okay? And so I think that's a very, very beautiful message. Embrace the chaos. When things, when in situations that may get you down or something like that, may have you feeling doubtful or something like that, may have you feeling like, I don't know, go for it anyway, right? And I'm seeing the moon card in my third eye. I'm hearing the moon as we're talking about that. And the moon card is about doing things differently, right? It's about taking that walk on the wild side, right? It's about, taking chances, taking risks, okay? It's about detoxing, okay? Things of that nature. Okay, but check this out, you guys. The first card, it is divine destiny, right? And I pulled out. Okay, so I went for my older decks. Some of these decks were like my very first decks, right? My Isis Oracle and my Crow deck. So I haven't pulled out these decks in a while, but these are my babies. I'm very much so like in tune with these cards, and I love the messages that they bring. And this crow deck ain't gonna play with you, right? It's very insightful, it's very enlightening, it's very much so straight to the point, but very much so still nurturing, still loving, right? It gives you that divine ancient wisdom that truly what tarot is about. That's truly what tarot is about. It ain't about, your man, what your man doing behind. um, but yeah, so we're gonna work with these decks today, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, but I'm very calm. It's kind of crazy. The energy is very like, let's get ready, but like, let's take our time. Ashe. Like, there's a big shift coming, but we have to take our time. We have to prepare, right? We can't rush this. Like, we can't rush these messages, right? I have to keep reminding myself. Well, I'm not even really reminding myself right now to slow down, because I just have like this pace, this tone that's going right now. Ashe. So keep the pace. Keep like a steady pace and remain steadfast, right? Don't try to rush things, because when you rush things, you miss things, right? Or you may miss things, important things, right? Ashe. Okay, and I'm seeing like a landmark, and I'm hearing that you're being like brought back home. Like, you know how when like you're searching, say like when a lost person is searching for their way back home, Ashe, they you know, when we were younger, right, our parents used to tell us to look for landmarks. Grand Rising, everybody, right, to look for landmarks, Ashe, and I'm hearing landmarks, important landmarks. You guys are being guided back home, guided back to the path of your destiny, right? There's no more fighting, right? Because you have reached some sort of pinnacle, or some sort of you've gained some sort of divine acknowledgement within the spiritual realm. Thank you, Spirit. Where, okay, I'm seeing like a warrior. You know when a warrior has gained like, or what do they call them right now? The people in the army, right? They for him, I'm like warriors, okay, but that's truly what they are, you know. But anyways, you know, when they receive that purple heart, right? It's like a badge of honor, and it's like a thank you. You no longer have to fight anymore. Have a, you know, have a seat, right? It's giving that energy, right? And she has her scepter in her hand with the owl, you know, representing that power, but that divine wisdom, right? And it's again a subtle power, a subtle grace, grand rising, a soldier. Thank you. um, Maybe you guys don't know, but English is not my first language. Okay, it's not truly my native tongue. Okay, um, but y'all get it. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? But look at that. Okay, the scepter and then the owl, or is that a hawk? Let me see what that is. I know the book will tell us, right? Let's see, page 39. How beautiful is that? 39 could be of significance here. Okay. Ashe, hold on guys. I'm gonna read like the just like the kind of, you know, the top part here. Okay, because it truly aligns with what we were already talking about, right? About just, you know, just the ability to adapt, you know, and when we were speaking about the grasshopper, right? But okay, the divine warrior guides you to your divine destiny. Ashe. The divine warrior energy exists within men and women as the inner propulsion to continue with the worthy path, even during difficult times. When faced with the challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be more wisdom, focus, intelligence, and surrender into the divine. Ashe. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. This part of you will lead you to spiritual success. Okay. But we were looking to see what that is, okay? But I'm getting like hawk like energy. Okay. So look up the spiritual significance of the hawk. I know the hawk carries great energy, right? Because their wings, right? They have like this amazing um just arm, you know. They have this amazing, I forget what it is. Like they're, you know, but the length of their wings and things like that are much, you know, much longer, right? Hmm. Okay, but I'm also seeing, right, and I'm getting the messages, right, of how they watch, right? how they watch, how they're so steadfast, how they're so patient, right? Before they go in for the attack, right? Before they go in to get what it is they want. Ashe. hmm They're very tactful, okay? They're very wise. And again, you know, it's about staying focused, right? It's about the wisdom. It's about surrendering, right? Not trying to force things to happen, but to just allow them to happen naturally. Ashe, 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 right? And you're in that, you're in that energy now. You've been in that energy, but you're in that energy now where things are just coming naturally, right? You're no longer having to chase, right? Because you're truly in the energy of attracting, right? Because you are not only for yourself, but for the oneness, for the all, right? For unity, right? You are divine wisdom. You are ancient knowledge, personified, walking ancient knowledge, right? And so that's why you don't have to speak as much, right? Your energy, very subtle but very powerful. Okay. Yes, Ashe. Uh-huh. Like the animals love you. Right? They love you. They love being with you, right? And for some of you, this is just your call to get out in nature more, right? To gain the wisdom from the animals that they hold, right? The spiritual significance that some people call it. But you guys are building something, right? You guys are building something. You guys are building yourselves up. Okay, becoming stronger. Again, becoming wiser. Ashe. Just again, becoming more in tune with who you are. But I'm also getting the messages as well, as we grow, to help each other grow, right? And not in the sense of, receiving money to help someone grow, but just doing it out of love, right? Out of wanting to see thy brother, thy sister be successful, be happy, be in alignment, right? Because as we grow, others should grow, right? And as we grow in love and joy, in abundance, in grace, in favor, in valor, and we're, giving those gifts, because I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles, and these are the gifts that, you receive, and these are the gifts that you also, you know, um, dish out, or you should dish out. But I feel like you guys, of course, you just do this so naturally, right? So naturally. And I'm seeing 333, right? hmm And I'm seeing these white flowers, right? And it's just reminding me of purity, of peace, of new beginnings, right? Of joy, ashe, of balance, right? Just as when you guys burn white candles and things like that, these are the things that you can and you should be burning them for, right? But that white candle, it brings the balance to the chaos, right? The protection where it's needed, ashe. Um, the love where it's needed, the illumination where it's needed, right? And I'm seeing the Three of Knives within my third eye as we're speaking about that, right? Illuminating those pains, illuminating those traumas, illuminating that hurt so you can truly heal through it, And maybe that's some of the things that we need to be working on during this moon cycle when we are releasing, right? Ashe. Okay. Ashe. because sometimes we can bury them deep, right? Bury them deep to where we may not realize, okay, or bury them deep because we don't want to deal with the pain, because we don't want to deal with the trauma that comes along with it, right? Like your mind, your mind, there was a gnat, okay? Energy didn't want me speaking on that, don't want us to heal. Fuck that. Okay. But yeah, truly sitting with that and healing that, not overlooking it, not trying to, you know, overshadow it with love and light or something like that, right? But like remaining steadfast and sitting with those pains, sitting with those traumas so you truly can heal them, right? Illuminating them, right? Writing them down, burning them on paper, doing things like that, but acknowledging them still, right? Okay, thank you, Spirit. And we're getting brought right back to just how our brain sometimes will, block certain things off, right? To protect us, right? But we're being called to remember, right? So for some of you guys, you are walking in that stage of remembrance, right? So there's a lot of dreams coming to you, right? But a lot of standing in your power as well, because you are remembering who you are, right? So people cannot throw you off course anymore. Will they still come? Yes, of course, right? But you'll be able to see, right? Because your discernment, your third eye is open, right? Your discernment has been strengthened, right? And you're not hiding who you are anymore. You aren't hiding who you are anymore. You're stepping up, okay? Even if you aren't stepping out just yet. Okay? And stepping up for yourself is more important than anything, right? Because you step out there whether you know it or not, right? You're a healer whether you know it or not, right? You don't have to be doing tarot. You don't have to be, receiving clients to be a healer, right? You don't have to be a certified anything to be a healer. Ashe, right? To be a seer. Ashe, you don't, okay? And for most of you, you aren't, right? Just a very powerful ancient soul, right? On a mission. Should be on a mission if you aren't, okay, is what I heard, right? Allowing your voice to be heard, allowing you to shine, like, don't allow anyone to dim your light. Don't shrink yourself for anyone, right? I'm seeing someone standing behind a wall, right? Don't be fearful, don't hide. Don't hide, right? Don't hide who you are. hmm Maybe for some of you, there's some sort of like shame, right? Maybe, I mean, learn shame, of course, because shame isn't something we just naturally carry, right? So when they're speaking about, reprogramming and things like that, these are the things that we should be reprogramming. The shame, the guilt, the trauma, the hurt, the pain, things like that, okay? Things like that. But again, there is a balance that has been restored. hmm An ancient wisdom that you possess, right? So something has been again revealed to you. And you need to start walking in that knowing, walking in that purpose, right? When things are being revealed to you, right? Whether it be someone hurting you or whatever the case, right? It's not meant to truly hurt you, okay? Be very mindful of where you're coming in at on these readings, guys, okay? On this energy. If you guys need a more personal reading, I am open for that too, if you want to kind of get in the depths of your stuff, right? But When these things are being shown to us, it isn't to hurt us. It is so that we have that knowledge so we can move accordingly, right? Ashe, ashe. Okay. But a lot of you guys are powerful healers, powerful shamans, powerful medicine men, medicine women. There's power, there's healing. Okay, cuz fuck the power. There's healing within your words. There's healing within your touch, right? And that's why you're needed in this space. I just seen 444. Okay? Follow that divine guidance that lies within, right? You guys really need to be listening to this. You hear that bird, right? Divine healers, divine medicine women, divine medicine men, right? And there's power. Again, within your words, within your touch, right? But I just heard you have to acknowledge that within self, right? Don't look for outside forces to feed your ego, right? I shouldn't have to tell you how powerful you are. You should be telling yourself, right? You should be acknowledging that within yourself. Ashe, hold on, guys. That was a lot. Okay, we're gonna start that shuffle over. Let's do this. It's been a while since I've had these cards in my hand. Divine leader, right? Divine ancient leader, divine ancient wisdom lies within you, period. This is the Hierophant, okay? The keys, right? You are the key, I just heard, right? You are the light, right? I heard soul healer, ancient bloodline healer. You are the one that will set things right. Not only for yourself, again, but for your lineage, for your ancestors, for the ones to come, right? Remain true to who you are, right? And that's why we have to stop listening to other people when they tell us we must sit with these orishas. When they say, these are the people for you, you have to stop. You have to realize that the books and the knowledge that they are giving or they are allowing us to speak on and that they are pushing, right? I know you guys see the algorithms. I know you guys see the numbers. You guys have to be very mindful of what they are pushing, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, this is all ruled by certain energies. You have to know truly that you aren't receiving everything that you are meant to receive. Like right now, this truth is being blocked out. It's being shadow banned. It's being, you guys aren't receiving the notifications, whatever the case may be, right? And it's not because we aren't doing this thing, right? Because we are, right? But it's because they know what's going on. They see, they watch, they hear, right? Me, you, right? They know what's going on. They don't want they don't want certain things to be put out to the masses, right? Because if the masses start really, hopping up off these TikTok apps and really getting in tune with themselves and being in tune with their ancestors, right? Not the deities that they're pushing on us, right? Or they're having these influencers push on us, right? Not the wisdom that they're pushing on us. Not even that wisdom, that bullshit, right? I don't give a damn about your binding spell, right? But that's the energy that they're pushing, right? They're giving you bits and pieces, and they're giving you stuff to distract you, right? Because of course you would rather have a binding spell, right? Or at least the people that are in their lower vibrations, right? Which is truly most of the masses, if we're being honest, right? Again, I told y'all I'm not here to cuddle y'all, but we're here to speak truth. Ashe. And so, they know what chakras that the masses are operating in. They know what you want to see. They've studied you. They've studied us, not just culturally, you know, but as a whole, right? They know what we more so align with, or what the masses align with, Ashe. And so they give you what you want to see, right? And they give you a little bit of truth mixed in with a lot of bullshit, right? A lot of distractions, right? A lot of things that will cause chaos and discourse and fear and things like that, right? Rather than letting you know that, everything that you truly need isn't outside of you, it isn't with any of these people, it's inside of you, right? To go within, to truly be one with the wisdom that lies within, right? To truly detach from the discourse, not because you are in hermit mode and people are sort of forcing you to, right? Because you don't like, but because you want to be in the hangman position and you want to see things from a different perspective. You truly want to grow, right? And so, yeah, you guys, this is just a beautiful energy of growth, of truth, of love, and of divine respect, right? Divine respect, right? You are the wisdom, you are the truth, and you are being protected right now by your angels, your intercessors, right? And I heard to go ahead and do what it is that you want to do, to make that change, and to know that it will be scary, there will be doubtful moments, there will be those times, right? But to again stay steadfast and continue to work on that foundation. Again, don't rush things. When you're working on the foundation, you're taking your time, right? So take your time as you lay your foundation, right? In this new growth journey, through this new initiation period, right? Because you guys have been lifted to new heights, and I heard new lights, right? Again, illumination, right? Light signify illumination, right? A higher knowing, a higher teaching, right? That higher wisdom, that truly that hidden occult knowledge, right? That people speak of wanting to know or knowing, but they truly don't, right? But again, you are the balance, you are the change. I just smelled something really sweet, right? Like a sweet perfume, right? Things are sweetening up for you. Life is about to be sweet, right? Or maybe you need to go put something sweet on your altar, like a sweet perfume, or burn a sweet scent within your sacred space, right? Ashe. Okay, but look at that five, the Five of Wands, right? And the Five of Wands, it signifies change, right? And it signifies a little bit of chaos, right? But not chaos that is meant to hurt you. It's chaos because of the change, right? Change is chaotic, no matter whether it's for the good or the not so good. Change is chaotic, period, right? Because you have to find that balance, right? There's a transference period, okay? So go with the flow, right? And laugh, right? How I was like laugh. Enjoy the chaos. Enjoy the shifts. Be easy on yourself. Okay, be easy on yourself. But know that it's not going to harm you. It's not meant to harm you. It's not going to hurt you in any way, right? Relax. Relax. So I just laid down, but relax. Relax in the chaos. Relax in, the change. Relax in the shift, right? Be one with the shift. Can I lay down, guys? Is that okay? I'm going to change it so I can lay down, right? But, be you. Ashe, be you. Look at that, the Four of Pentacles. And there's some sort of resistance here with the Four of Pentacles, right? You could be holding on to something because it's not just about holding on to money, right? It's about holding on to lack mindsets, right? And I'm hearing judgment. So maybe somebody put you in this energy, maybe of sort of having this lack mindset. Okay, maybe they put off this image as though they liked you or something. I don't know. We'll see what that is, right? But something is being restored, right? You're being placed back into that hierophant energy, back where you belong, back in that master teacher, master alchemist, divine pillar, right? Because I'm seeing you guys like on some sort of pedestal here, right? So place back in your divine place, because for you it's not like a pedestal type of energy. You don't care about, you know, the admiration. You don't care about, um just like, all of the you don't care about the fame, right? For some of you guys, you're going to be held in such like high estates, right? Like such like people are going to be looking up to you. People are going to be attracted to you, right? Tons and tons of people, right? But you don't care about that. I'm just letting y'all know that's what it is, right? You're being placed back in your proper place, right? And these people that tried to come against you, um, speaking ill on your name, whatever the case may be, right? They're about to sit in that shit and have to watch you. And it's not even truly have to watch you. They're just watching you, and and they can't like they can't stop watching you. They can't stop watching you, right? And for some of you, they're watching you like, ugh, I can't believe this shit. Like they really mad, right? Like I can't believe after everything I done put this person through, right? Then drag them through the mud. That's what we were talking about earlier, right? Then drag that name through the mud, right? Then try to make them feel less than. These people have tried to make you feel less than. All kind of crazy stuff, y'all. All kind of crazy things that they've done, said, you know, and they're just sitting there like, damn. And look at her, look at him, still smiling, still, damn, that didn't work. Like, and so, like, that's why they're watching and they're just like, it's more so like like they made it through. Like they can't believe it. They can't believe it. They thought it was going to work. They thought they was going to have you out here unsure of yourself. Y'all see how I just set up, right? But no, like you stood up, you stood up for yourself. You got rid of these people. You realized your power, you realized who you were, right? And you know who you are more than anything now. Grand Rising, beautiful. My dear friend, how are you? Right? You realize how lucky you are, how loved you are, how favored you are, how protected you are, right? How you are. Again, you remember who you are. You know what kind of character you have. You know what kind of heart you have, right? And so when you're in that knowing, right, it's just hard for people to come against you. It's hard for you to take any bullshit, right? Because you know that you deserve nothing less than what you give and who you are, right? So you're moving different. Ashe, you're moving different. And so these people, they're probably out there telling people you're moving different, and that's okay. Bitch, I am. I'm not letting you play with me no more, right? I'm not extending grace to you anymore, right? Yes, I forgive you, but I'm not forgetting shit, right? Like, no, you are who you are, and I've gave you chance after chance, right? And it's okay to be selfish with yourself, and it's okay to forgive and, forget to a certain aspect, but not forget to where you place yourself back in those situations. And when you allow people to continuously drain your energy and play in your face, play you like you stupid, play you like you're to be played with, period, because you aren't, right? You're royalty, you are divine, right? And so you only deserve divine essence, right? You are a god, Ashe, Ashe. And I don't say that to sound cocky or to be like, oh, you're a god. You get what I'm saying? You are a god. And so you are very respectful of people. That's just your nature, right? That's your nature. That's who you are in your core. You get what I'm saying? You respect people, you love people, you encourage people. So guess what? You deserve nothing less than. And you've allowed people in one day, space, and age, because not no more, Ashe, but you've allowed people to treat you less than, and you thought that that was, you were being too kind, you were being too forgiving, right? But you thought that that was the way to go, right? But that's not the way to go, right? You have to protect your peace, you have to protect your energy, you have to protect who you are, right? And when you're constantly allowing those energies to come in to penetrate your aura field, to mess with your head, to have you feeling doubtful, to have you feeling like you ain't that shit, okay? Because you are the shit, right? But when you allow these people to do that, they drain you, and they start to fuck with you. They start to fuck with your energy. They start to fuck with your mind, right? They play those mind tricks on you, right? Mhm. Ashe. And you don't need to subject yourself like that, y'all. When I tell y'all, people are monitoring, people see the growth, right? They see the growth, they see it. Ashe. But to them people, we say, ciao bye, ciao bye, right? But still protect yourselves, right? Still protect yourselves. Put on that armor, right? Every day. Ashe. Right? Like we know we're protected because we know how we move, we know who we are, right? And we remain true to that. Ashe, we operate out of our higher chakras, out of that heart chakra and above, right? But you still gotta put your armor on, Ashe. Don't be one of them cocky people that's allowing people to just do whatever because you like my ancestors got me. Those are some of the half truths that we speak about, right? When we speak about we're here to, clear up the half truths, right? Yes, you are protected, child, because of who you are if you moving like that, right? Because a lot of these people that be saying that don't be really moving like that. They just be saying that because it sound good and because they want you to put your guard down. They don't want you to be spiritually protected because they want to be able to siphon your damn energy when you looking at they damn lives. They got thousands of people, but they talking bullshit, right? There we go. Hi, Clarissa. What's up, sis? How you doing? Hi, everybody. I'm going to read some comments. There we go. Okay. I'm about to take the time out to read some comments. I just seen 59 on the screen. Let's see. Oh, hello, Brian. How are you? Going through bad habits, baby. Pray, okay? Ask that your ancestors help you to take it away, whatever the habit is. And truly take it one moment at a time, right? Take it one moment at a time. Again, don't rush the process, right? Take your time. Take your time. Take it a moment at a time and a day at a time. That's all you can do, right? And in the moments where you're feeling like you want to do whatever, maybe go for a walk, you know, maybe sit and write something, right? But do something to distract yourself, because when we're engaging in habits like that, right? And I'm speaking of a space of knowing, right? It's because we're trying to distract ourselves from something that is going on, maybe a circumstance that we're uncomfortable with, right? Or something like that. So just to find something to creative to do with your time, something that is truly in alignment with who you are, where you want to be, where you want to go. Ashe. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Okay. What other messages do you have for us? Right? Some things are being returned. Seven of Swords in reverse. Right? You guys know that the Seven of Swords is about somebody that goes to somebody's camp, right? And tries to take something, right? They take something from them. And they think they got away with it, right? Well, they did, they took all their kikiri and they're happy with that, right? But this is being returned to you, right? That protection, that grace, that favor, your position, right? Your mindset, you know, your power, right? That strength, that will, that determination is all being returned to you, right? And I'm seeing gates being closed, right? Or a book being closed, a chapter being closed here, right? That chapter of worry, that chapter of fear, for some of you guys, financial lack, all of that is, it's being restored. The balance is being restored. And have you lost things along the way? Hell yes, right? But nothing that is of concern, right? Only things that are going to make you better, right? Whether it be people, energies, mindsets, whatever, habits. You're leaving it all behind, you know, and you should be very grateful for the illumination, right? Be very grateful for the shifts. Be very grateful for the changes, you know, um, the changes that you've seen within other people and the changes that have happened within self as well, right? Um, and to those people that's watching, let them watch, right? To those energies that want to see you grow, let them grow. Or, let them see you grow, okay? Right, right. Because they're going to be waiting for the downfall, but there will be none, right? The downfall will only be that of their mental, their mental capacity, something like that. Like, these people are going to go crazy waiting on your downfall, is what I just heard, right? Um, and that's crazy. For some of you guys, these are friends and stuff like that. But we got the Knight of Pentacles here, right? Be ready, get ready, right? Because again, your reality is about to shift. Your reality is about to change for the better. Your circumstances are about to change for the better, right? Things are looking upright. Things are looking real good. You should be more confident in yourself, confident in your path, right? Confident in the way in which you are going, confident within the lessons, right? Um, yeah. And just be mindful that you are, um, talking just to those people that are more so in alignment with who you are, right? Making sure, you're blocking out those negative Nancy's. Because for some of you guys, you could be surrounded by some negative Nancy's, right? So keeping things to yourself, keeping your plans to yourself, right? You don't have to talk to everyone, even the ones that you feel as though, well, that you do love, and those that you feel as though you love, right? Because some people could be wearing masks when it comes to that as well, right? But there's love, you know, surrounding you, right? The love of your ancestors, the love of the Most High Mother and Father, right? The love of your intercessors, the love of spirit, right? Beautiful trees, remain strong, right? Remain resilient, you know, change, you know, again, it's giving, again, go with the flow, right? The trees remain steadfast, they remain strong, they remain in place, you know, no matter the season, right? They just change, they shift too, you know. They lose their leaves, you know, they change the color of their leaves, you know, different things like that. But a tree is going to remain solid, it's going to remain there, you know, it's going to remain, right? So remain true to who you are, right? Remain true to your nature. We got the Two of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck, right? No more confusion, no more stagnation, right? Because when you know, and you move forth, how, no matter how resisting, you know, you may be at times, or no matter how much, or no matter how hard it may get at times, right? And we're getting reminded right back about the energy of the tree, you know, go with the shifts, go with the ebbs, go with the flows, you know, um, but never give up, right? Again, because this is your divine destiny, right? This is the spiritual work of a higher initiate, right? Of an ascended master, right? The teachings, the learnings of the ascended masters, right? Apply them to your life. Apply the wisdom that you got here today, you know, to your life, you know, because you are a portal of light. You know, people look at you and they learn things from you, you know, they look at you and they receive the love, you know, that they haven't received from other beings before, right? So they're connected to you, right? And you help people grow whether you know it or not, right? You help people grow whether you know it or not, whether they tell you or not, right? Because it's just you, it's your essence, it's your nature, it's your nature, right? So continue to heal, continue to touch, continue to speak, right? But continue to be who you are and stand more so into who you are, right? Because I'm seeing a very shy person that's very unsure of their gifts, right? Or just very unsure of their voice. But your voice matters. It matters in a world that is just so doomed. Your voice matters. Your heart matters. You matter. And you need to know that, right? And you need to acknowledge that within self, right? That I matter, right? I matter. My voice matters. You know, my calling matters, my destiny matters, my purpose matters, right? Because your purpose may look different, right? It may not be to be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, right? Your life may, the life you desire, the abundance that you desire, it may look completely different from that of the world, what society has placed on you, right? Your idea of wealth may be horses and farmland, and you know, you're somebody, you don't necessarily care, you don't care about the labels and things like that. You could wear, you know, you could have a freaking 5 6 pair of jeans and be perfectly fine, right? Like, you're comfortable with who you are. You're not trying to um you're not trying to conform to what society's, you know, idea of success or abundance looks like, or what, you know, you don't, you know, you don't fit in, you're not trying to fit in. You're comfortable with who you are, comfortable in nature, you're in love with who you are, right? Ashe. And continue to do that, continue to be that. whatever and however that looks like to you, continue to spread that, that energy of just being yourself and loving yourself. However you do that, right? Because you don't have to be someone on YouTube or anything like that, giving messages, right? You could just be someone, you do it in your everyday dress and just being who you are, that happy-go-lucky, beautiful person, right? You're quirky, you say a lot of weird things, but it makes people smile, it makes people laugh, continue to spread that joy and that energy, because it lets people know that, hey, I can be myself, I can let my light shine, right? And that is what it's about. That is what it is about. Yes, and save the animals, save the animals, go vegan if you can. But yeah, and help the animals. Shit. They're tearing down their homes. Y'all, I really truly hate that. I hate that. But we about to go into a whole nother. If you can, do your part when it comes to the animals, you know. Try to get some land. Like, try to do something with the land where we can start saving the animals' habitats, right? Because that's what it's about. One is unity, love, peace, us all living together, right? Being one with nature, being one with the animals, right? Not tearing up their homes, right? But this is divine knowledge of the ascended masters, and that's what we be talking about. We have real conversations here, right? The Queen of Cups energy, okay? Be one with your intuition. Listen to that intuitive guidance. Listen to that guidance of self, you know. Hmm. Have fun with it, y'all. Have fun with it. I keep telling you guys, you truly don't need me or anyone else, right? You solely need yourself, only yourself. That divine wisdom, that divine love, that source energy, right? Take it slow. Again, I'm seeing a crab down here, but I'm seeing this lotus flower up here. You guys are very much so evolving, very much so growing, helping the world become a better place, right? And I love that. Continue to keep walking in that. Continue to keep doing that. Ashe, I love you all so much, you guys. I love you all so very much. We're going to end the message right here, okay? And again, thank you all so much for watching, for listening. If you did watch this message in its entirety, again, like it, y'all. It helps the energy to get out there, if anything else, right? We don't necessarily care about the likes and the comments and things like that, but it does help to get the messages out there that need to be heard, right? That need to be spread. Because it is a lot of chaos and confusion within these algorithms, right? And so, in order to combat that, we have to try to, we have to at least try. Okay. So I love you all so very much. I hope that you all have such a fantastic day. Again, watch the video in its entirety if you guys have missed anything, like for the people that's coming on now, right? But again, thanks for all the likes, comments, subscribes, donations, all of those beautiful things. I love you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace. Peace, peace, beautiful babies. And for those of you guys that are on TikTok, if you guys do want